These changes will ultimately transform our entire organization into a community of men and women. We never stop
particular ranking system.
We never stop creating ideas. We don't sleep, etc. We don't sleep.
I welcome each of you here in this summit, and I thank you for celebrating your essence with us today.
Welcome to Hero Brainshare webinar series. This is the learning space of choice of education leaders, school presidents, school owners, edtech companies, and hero teachers. The greatest ascent of Hero Brainshare is to build a resilient community of education heroes ready to serve one another. Each brain sharer is an inspirer and account of hope for the community, especially in this time of pandemic. As a learning community, we learn from the best minds in education and in the edtech industry. We champion to offer solutions through collaboration, research, and partnerships. Brainshare invites you to look forward to the opening of Brainshare School, a high-field learning platform for education and industry leaders who aspire to quantum leap their calling and serve the humanity with a legacy of kindness and enlightenment. We change the world, one brain sharer at a time.
Happy morning, brain sharers. Happy morning, everyone. Welcome to the month of June. Anyone born this month? Raise your hands.
Anyone celebrating wedding anniversaries? Raise your hands. I know Dr. Akyate is celebrating her wedding anniversary this month. So happy anniversary, Dr. Akyate. We are all having something special for June, isn't it? But you know what? Half the world is beaten up. Our Black brothers and sisters are crying for justice. We see fear in all this news, and our country is not even spared. So at this time, I would like to pay tribute to all those who are ready to offer peace. Anyone ready to mend the rifts and offer forgiveness. To you who shares your brilliance to others so others can shine. To all of us who see life like a rose, this webinar is for you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have created wonderful segments for June. We are featuring women on mission for the whole stretch of the month. But more than that, we also have created segments for schools and school owners, presidents to learn from. The very first segment, which is unique and at the same time relevant and so practical, is a segment on practical research and strategy for schools. And we have our newest partner for OneSchoolPH to look this segment, to make sure that this segment works for all of us and really serves all of us. Every school needs to be research driven as they make critical decisions to move forward to the new normal in delivering education. I know you agree. Prof. Mike shares the gems we find in the research chest every Saturday, and today is the very first segment for this webinar series. So ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome our partner for OneSchoolPH, our Director for Research and Strategies for School, Professor Michael Benedict Lopez. Virtual clap, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Bryce, for that introduction. I'd like to welcome the participants today, and I'm very happy that we're all safe. So yes, my segment will be on research and strategy, and I'll be explaining why is it important. Where do I start? Actually, the COVID-19 pandemic has really disrupted schools and businesses all over the world. It has displaced operations, supply chains, and kept our students out of schools. In fact, the school sector is among the most affected by this crisis, just like the tourism, hotel, and restaurant industries. But just like food, education is vital to human life and development. This is why schools need to endure and innovate in this time of turmoil. However, a lot of schools are unprepared to handle a crisis of this magnitude, but so is a lot of organizations. Everybody is forced to adapt to this new normal, and it can be a struggle. As an educator and business consultant, this struggle has led me to ask a vital question. How can schools be better prepared for the future? There have been 5 pandemics in the last 20 years, or 1 pandemic every 4 years. So this won't be the last. I'm seeing a lot of chaotic environment moving forward. So in this uncertain world, how can schools prepare? Well, right now, schools are transitioning to online distance education to bridge the gap between them and the students. This is a good move, a logical strategy to address the times. But I believe that schools should develop themselves further. And this is where research and strategic planning come into play. I truly believe that building a research-oriented culture or mentality will make schools more resilient in the future. On my end, research has been the hallmark, actually, of my career. So far, I've spent over 2 decades engaging in business research and consulting for both industry and the education sector. With OneSchoolPH, which I'm now part of, I now belong to a committed team of individuals bent on helping schools build their research and technology capabilities. But I guess I have to go down to the word itself. What is research? How can it help schools? Well, there are many ways, but what is important is that it should be practical research. It's not simply theoretical or esoteric, but research that will help schools better understand their customers, strengthen their operations, and achieve better learning outcomes. Developing a research-oriented school is one major objective here in Hero Brainshare and OneSchoolPH. So how will we do this? We plan to do it through our masterclass on research and strategy planning. So what's this masterclass about? Okay, I'll share a slide. Okay, so this masterclass basically has several objectives.
Currently, she is the Director for Online Education at the State University of New York. At present, she is our lead advocate for e-Guro Masterclass for OneSchoolPH. Ladies and gentlemen, straight from New York, Dr. Lilia Juele.
Can you hear me? Is the sound okay? Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much, Bryce, for that always generous introduction that you give. Thank you. And as much as, you know, we ladies don't like to share our age, just because I want to push the idea that, you know, I've been in distance learning for a long time. So it's okay to say I've been in this sector for like 25 years. So thank you for that. So let me just introduce my presentation tonight. I'm going to talk about capacity building for online education. And, you know, being in this sector for about 20 years, capacity building is very different in my point of view, because you can imagine I've built my capacity for about that length of time. So as much as I have worked in different schools, every other school I work, I bring over what I've learned from the other school, and then I keep on building the capacity. And what I'm going to share with you is a combination of my experience and my research and all the concepts that I've learned brought together. And hopefully at the end of this session, you'll be able to sort of assess your school in terms of your capability in terms of offering an online education program or building an online school or something to that effect. Okay, with that, I'm going to share my screen and start. Okay, so do you guys see my screen? Yes?
Yes, we do, Doc.
Yes, yes, Bryce?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so, medyo hindi nakikita. Is that okay? Kasi nandun sa kanan. Baka mahirapan. Anyway, I'll try my best to read whatever is not showing. So the title of this presentation is Capacity Building for Online Education. And as you can see, I'm the director. I have here a few ways of showing how capacity is being built. You know, you have people, you have analyze, you test, you support, you coach, you train, all of these rolled into one. You build your capacity. It takes a little bit of time to build capacity. You can do it overnight, but it's going to be a real push to build capacity, you know, doing shortcuts. Okay, very good. I just need to see this side para alam ko kung ano yung screen ko. So, although I did a little bit of introduction, I'm going to introduce this PowerPoint again. So, why online education? Why all of a sudden, you know, everyone is thinking online education. And what I observed is online education is taking a different or various meaning. So You have virtual, you have remote, you have technology assisted, so many things, and then all rolled into online education, which actually is not. The traditional online education, really, as we know it, or what you call the distance learning, is what you call the asynchronous type of education. That means you develop the content, and then you put the content in a learning management system or whatever delivery system you can use. And then at a later time, someone will access that content. And that content is being designed so that it mimics like a face-to-face instruction. That is really online education. So for the most part, that's what I'm going to talk tonight. Okay? Although every now and then I'll be talking about what you call virtual remote, which is born out of the pandemic. So all of a sudden now schools are teaching virtual remote or remote virtual, or they're teaching remotely. What that means is instead of teaching face-to-face in a traditional classroom, they're teaching online and they're using technology, but now they're teaching live.
One beautiful segment that we have created at this time actually is talking about the anatomy of digital transformation. And we've created this segment because we are piloting the very first OneSchoolPH school that will go through this transformation. And I am referring to no other than the St. Paul University, Philippines, headed by their very dynamic president, Sister Merceditas Ang. And together, we have created the digital transformation team who will be working hand in hand with the master digital transformer, Mr. Richard Prodigalidad, Mr. Prodigy. Take it away, partner.
Okay. Okay, so that was good, nah? I feel inspired by Dr. Juele. Okay, so good morning. So good morning to all of you. Bryce, can you hear me? Bryce,
yes,
can you hear me? And can you see as a full screen right now?
Yes.
Moving screens? Okay,
Yes.
good. Okay, good morning to all. Yeah, good morning to all of you. My name is Richard. They call me Prodigy, Prodigalidad, because of my long surname. And welcome. I'm very excited that you are here. And as part of Startup Village, Leentech Network Solution, and OneSchoolPH, I'm committed in helping St. Paul University, Philippines, to Gigaraw as a pilot work to accomplish the goals to guide you towards your digital transformation. So let's get started. This program is composed of 8 phases. 8 phases that can help companies, schools understand what it takes to develop the strategy and process systems, culture, and people required to become a digital leader. This introduction phase is designed to get the key stakeholders and the institution on the same page about what an integrated digital business strategy is and what it takes to successfully implement that strategy through a transformation program. That is building a digital business strategy that helps you and your team to find a common approach to developing an integrated and sustainable digital business strategy. My first lecture is an introduction to digital transformation and its phases. The first step that I need to do is to help SPUP to Gigaraw identify new opportunities that give you the ability to create breakthrough customer value and increase your campus relevance and growth. And the second is to give you ability to act on those quickly and effectively. The goal of this transformation program is to embed those capabilities into the culture and the systems within your company. People are the key to digital leadership. The underlying work with the transformation program leaders and inspiring the culture who will take your company or who will take your school forward into the digital future essentially. If you embed the insight knowledge, work style, management methodologies, technologies that they develop as they go about this work into the DNA of your school. That means that the work they do is critical not only to transformation program, but ultimately to shape and inspire the institutional future. Okay. So to start with, 70% of transformation efforts fails if your company is going to survive and not to be digitally disrupted. Do you have to beat those odds? Developing a comprehensive digital strategy in transformation program is in management, exceptionally well is how you accomplish that. The biggest reason transformation effort fails is because of the people protecting the status quo. They win because they see no real incentive for support for making the change transformation requires. In fact, they feel threatened. I'm pretty much sure you know what I mean. Change is hard, even for those who want to most resistant. They have built a strong position for themselves, doing the things the way they have changed make them vulnerable.
I am just so humbled and honored at the same time to have these wonderful partners. I have Professor Benedict Lopez taking good care of the research, and then I have somebody taking good care of the technology and innovations. Of course, that's Richard. And right now, I'd also like to welcome another partner who takes care of the international businesses and partnerships that we have. And he is so much in touch with the EdTech department. So I wanted to bring him out from his shell, because he's always working at the back end, to this platform, so that you get to meet the person behind our partnerships. Why do we have a very rich network? It is because of Mr. Nikhil Chopra. And let us find out what is live with EdTech through his segment. Nikhil, partner.
So good morning, everyone. It's been again, another week whereby we are inspiring each of the educators and talking about what exactly we are delivering in terms of the new norm of education. And as part of it, I will be talking about one of the EdTech platform that we are focusing on. That will help the educators to transform the online education. And the EdTech company that I will be talking about is Impartus. So Impartus is one of the leaders in video lecture and flipped classroom solutions that we are having. And the mindset that we are having is, when we choose any kind of platforms as part of the OneSchoolPH or as part of the Hero, is always to see what's the outcome that we are able to deliver and for what reason the technology is built up for. Because we are going through a lot of changes and the new things that are happening around us. So a lot of technology solutions are coming in, and there are many of the solutions like Google Classroom, Zoom, Microsoft Teams. So all these are the platforms that we are having, but we also need to see, rather than only going into the marketing side of it, we also want to see whether these technologies are fulfilling the gap that the online education is looking for. So as part of it, I will take you through why we have chosen Impartus as a learning solution for us for conducting the virtual classrooms and for doing the flipped classroom trainings. So I will quickly give you a bit of background of Impartus when we are comparing that with Zoom and WebEx, so that you will be able to have a better understanding, of the solutions that are available right now, and how to pick a right solution for your department or the school. So before I move that, we are excited to share with you that we are now a partner of OneSchoolPH, and Impartus are the partners for delivering the virtual online classes through using this platform, because we always believe the innovation happens between two or more. And that is where we are bringing this particular technology as part of our delivery for the schools and the institutions that we will be having. So just to give you a bit of quick insight of our comparison, because we do a lot of detailed analysis before we decide on any platform that we will be bringing in, because I believe it's a very good thing to do to analyze what exactly we are trying to achieve and what we have available on a technology side to deliver that particular, to deliver that particular thing. So just to give you a background, so we have analyzed Impartus Education Live, Zoom and Cisco as part of it. I will quickly cover just the features which we believe is more insightful for the teachers, facility and the students, because I believe these are the features which will be used by the facility more to give you a right mindset. So just to give you a bit of background, again, Impartus Live Education is more in towards the live active engagement of the student, because that is one of the good thing about the platform, whereby you will also be able to monitor the student engagement, because right now when you're delivering the online, you as a facilitator want to know whether the student engaged in a lecture or not. So that is the feature that is already built in within the Impartus Live, which is not available in Zoom and not available in WebEx. So, once I complete this feature list, we will also show you a quick 4 minutes demo, how it will look like. So you will be able to relate to it. What it also have is a chat feature, polling feature. We also can configure the quizzes as part of it. Again, the perspective is to do a engagement, to do a quick check of the engagement of the students, whether they are